everyone. It's 12 minutes before 7. We're taking a live look this morning at the Detroit skyline. Michigan is one of 4 states holding primaries or caucuses today as the race to the White House intensifies. Voters are also heading to the polls in Idaho, Hawaii, and Mississippi. Hi again, and good morning, everyone. Thanks for waking up with the Valley today. I'm Lisa Bedeau. We're starting our nonstop news and weather to the top of the hour to help you plan your day. Minnesota state lawmakers head back to work today for the 2016 legislative session. Among the top issues for both parties, how to spend, save, or give back the $900 million surplus and a statewide transportation bill. Republicans hope to carve out tax breaks, while Democrats want to invest more into early education and paid family leave. Lawmakers will begin this year's legislative session amid scaffolding at the Capitol due to an ongoing construction project. House representatives alone will meet in their chambers, while their Senate counterparts convene in nearby buildings. Breaking news overnight, 14 people are hurt, 4 of them seriously, after a commuter train crash in Northern California. The train was traveling from San Jose to Stockton when the front car fell into a creek. Railroad officials are now saying the California commuter train crash that sent that car into the creek happened because the train hit a tree that had fallen onto the tracks. It happened last night near San Francisco. Brace yourself for some major road work on I-29 in Fargo starting this spring. But this one won't be done at the end of the season. There's a proposal to raise I-29 near Fleet Farm in South Fargo to help with flood protection. That part of the highway will eventually be torn out completely and raised about 6 feet. The city held a public meeting last night to discuss the project. It's expected to cost anywhere from $14 to $20 million. Initial construction on the interstate will start this season as crews work to add crossovers.
The crossovers, so when we close one lane at a time, the crossovers enabling people to cross from the northbound to the southbound lane and vice versa will be constructed this summer. Next summer will be the big project with the actual tearing up of the interstate and raising the grades and putting the levee in and so forth.
As you heard, the crossovers are only being constructed this summer. They will not be used until the big project starts in the summer of 2017. It's coming up on 6:51. Time for weather and traffic on the ones, and we start with meteorologist Lisa Green.
Good morning. It's not looking so great outside right now in the FM Metro. You can see the sky is gray, of course, and in addition to that, we've got a little bit of rain, a little mist falling out there this morning. So not ideal for that morning commute. Temperatures are mild. We're looking at some 40s to start off your day. But we're not really going to warm up from there. We're going to be into the 30s into the afternoon hours, in fact, with off and on chances for some rain showers and maybe even a little bit of snow mixed in on the cold side of this system as well. So not ideal, especially when you factor in that strong wind out of the northwest for this afternoon into the 20s, gusting into the 30s at times. So an unpleasant day, especially compared to the 60s that we've had recently. Here's a look at the radar across the region. We've got areas of very light rain pushing through right now. Some places in the valley getting just some fog this morning to start off. But we're watching this area right here. This is associated with that center of low pressure, and that's going to continue moving its way to the northeast and move into our southwestern viewing area here this morning. And some of that is thunder shower activity. We may see a lightning bolt or hear a rumble of thunder or two as this moves in. Here's a look at our temperatures right now. We're in the 30s north. 34 degrees is the cold spot in Langdon, 39 in Grand Forks. Fargo's at 42 degrees. Down in the south, the warm spot is 48 right now in Fergus Falls. You can see where that very mild air is still in place, and that's where we have that main area of some fog. We've got a half-mile of visibility in Gwinner. Fargo, because of the rain and mist, we're at 4 miles, and things are looking better in Grand Forks, 3 miles in Hallock right now. And our planner for the rest of the region this afternoon, temperatures in the 30s basically across the board. In addition to that, chances for rain with that wind too, and can't rule out a chance for some snow showers too as this system begins to depart. So not ideal today. Temperatures in the 40s and dipping. Tomorrow, we get right back to our warmer trends. We'll see temperatures in the 40s, which is still about 10 degrees above average, and sunshine on the way too. And we'll continue to climb toward the end of the work week, 62 by your Friday. Let's check in now with Al for an update on traffic.
Police were headed back west on Interstate 94. Just made another run over to Moorhead to check out traffic on 8th Street. Lots going on over here, but I'll tell you something. Interstate 94 traffic really getting pretty darn thick, particularly westbound Interstate 94. Eastbound I-94 is busy as well, but westbound is the busier of the two. Quick reminder for you, we have two stalled vehicles on southbound Interstate 29. They're just south of County Road 20. One is a car, one is an SUV. The car's kind of hard to see. In both cases, no lights, no flashes. Make sure that you're looking out for them. Traffic's getting pretty heavy out here. Drive carefully today in this light mist that we're getting. Willamette Valley today, traffic.
7 minutes before 7 now. Some people are going to be waking up to blinking clocks and other signs of a power outage. The Xcel Energy website says the outage started just before midnight and impacted people in North and South Fargo. Xcel had most people back online just after 2 a.m. There's an intense new program available for kids with feeding disorders, and it's a first of its kind in North Dakota. The new Sanford Health program treats kids from 2 to 12 years old who are dealing with a complex set of feeding and swallowing problems, ones that go far beyond being a picky eater. Symptoms include refusal to eat, weight loss, regular coughing or gagging during meal times, or being unable to eat age-appropriate foods. Most of the kids in this kind of program do not accept food by mouth, use a G-tube, or take supplements. A team of doctors works with them to build a plan to develop regular eating habits. In addition to the child learning, parents also learn how to help their kids.
When I ask, do you dread mealtime? And not just the, oh, I don't know what to make today, but I don't know if my child's going to eat. I don't know if we're going to be able to get anything in them and be able to escape something like a G-tube down the road. So it's usually high levels of stress, and it's patterns of this behavior that last long term. It's not just a few week period. This is something that's been going on for months, if not years.
Sanford Health says most parents know if they have a child with a feeding disorder, but if you have concerns and you're not sure, you should start with asking your pediatrician. Another person from the Valley strikes it big on Wheel of Fortune. Eric Renner is a pastor from Holly, Minnesota. He won a trip to Cabo San Lucas and took home more than $20,000. A viewing party was held last night at Shepherd of the Prairie Church, where Eric is the pastor. Just last week, he got a benign brain tumor removed, topping off what's been an equally hectic and happy time in his life.
I look back at everything, and while everything has been such a whirlwind and everything has just been go, 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 I wouldn't trade a minute of it.
Be sure to watch Wheel of Fortune again today, because another person from the Valley will be spinning the wheel. Take a look at this video. A suspected shoplifter led police in South Carolina on a wild chase through city streets. Yep, you can see it there. The hood of the car was blocking his view. It didn't stop him. The driver eluded police and stop sticks while driving erratically through 2 counties before police took him into custody early yesterday afternoon. Amazingly, no one was hurt during this wild ride. It's hard to miss the big project in South Fargo. The Sanford Medical Center construction is moving along. Giving us a look inside and an update is the Valley Today's Christy Larson, joining us live from the construction site. Good morning, Christy.
Good morning, Lisa. Yeah, I put out on Twitter earlier this morning, not all floors are as complete as the floor we're on right now. We're on the 5th floor, showing you some of the patient rooms that are getting completed. And Phil, you know, we've been talking, you guys have put a lot of design work into each and everything, and even a lot of work into the bathrooms too.
That's right, and actually behind me is actually this bathroom was made off-site. It's what we call a prefabricated bathroom pod. These were manufactured in Cincinnati, Ohio, almost like an assembly line, if you can imagine that. And we did that for a lot of reasons. One is to increase our quality, and we looked at when we can build this in more of a factory-type environment. We also looked at the schedule. We can actually fabricate these ahead of time, and then once we are ready for them on site, we ship them to the site, and then we crane them into place. So it really worked out really well. And actually, before we even started building these, we actually went through a mock-up period where we got one on site. We had a lot of the end users come in, clinicians, nurses, and just kind of looked at it, got to touch and feel it a little bit, and then you can do your tweaks. We'd rather do it on a small scale so that when we go full-scale production, we have everything right.
And that's what you guys have been doing with all aspects. You know, you talked about the nurses' stations and where the patient's going to be. I mean, everything really has been thought of by multiple people, all the way to making sure everything's functional, the most efficient it can be.
That's right. We did a lot of pre-planning. and then we did more pre-planning. And so we did it in a couple phases. The first is more the virtual. So we did the 3D where we project it up on a screen, we can design on the fly. Once we're comfortable with that, then we take it to a second phase, which is actual in-place mock-up. We actually built this exact room at our downtown warehouse where, again, we could bring in all the end users, the clinicians, the nurses, all of our staff to actually get in the room, touch and feel things, move things around, just to make sure everything's in the right spot. Because again, we want to do this right. So.
Right, and it is on time, on budget, and Lisa, we said it before, but they're hoping to be finished with construction January of 2017 and have patients in next summer.
An incredible process. Very cool to hear how they did it. Christy Larson reporting live for us this morning. It was a real nail-biter between the NDSU men and #1 seed Fort Wayne last night at the Summit League semifinals in Sioux Falls. The Bison were down by 18 points at one point, but battled their way back to win by 1 point. That's all it took, though, 69-68. NDSU takes on SDSU tonight for the league championship. Let's get our answer now to our question of the morning on Facebook. Today's question: the average man looks at 14 of these before buying one. The answer kind of makes sense: engagement rings. You can take part in our question of the morning by heading to our Valley News Live Facebook page. Not as nice this morning looking at the sky cam. It's kind of dreary out there.
No, it doesn't look great outside. We've got rain and some mist and fog out there for your morning drive and into the afternoon hours. The wind picks up. We'll have a chance for some rain as well, and maybe even some snowflakes too. Temperatures dipping too today. So just not ideal, especially after we got used to 60s the last couple of days. But hey, Friday they return. We just have to get through a minor little setback here.
Thanks for waking up with the Valley today. Remember, throughout the day you can look for developing stories at valleynewslive.com. And we'll be back right here in 25 minutes with more local news and weather for you. Have a great day, everyone.